Hello, I'm Beth the Builder, and if you didn't watch last week's video, you should go watch that because it's a little bit of setup for today. But otherwise, we'll just get right into it because I wasn't planning on doing this project when I did it, so I didn't have anything recorded or filmed for an intro or setting it up. So here we are! If you like this stuff, if you like my quirky design style, or I'm helping you be encouraged to tackle stuff in your own home, which is my total point, you should go to my Patreon and maybe become a member. Just consider it, because that's a way that you could support me, because I'm just putting all this content out here for free, obviously, because I like what I'm doing. I think it's really satisfying and fun. I would be doing all this stuff anyway, but mostly I just, I want to encourage people to like tackle things and just try projects and DIY things. And maybe you found that to be true, that I've helped you, encouraged you, etc. So just consider becoming a patron member. I didn't intend to get into this project when I did, but I just did. So I don't have any regrets other than it kind of made a mess while I was trying to do that floor project. But I am glad that I just kind of went for it, because I was slightly intimidated by trying to fix this archway when I had looked at it a few times, because I just didn't know what the problem was. So once I got into it, really all it took was some sanding. Maybe you can't see it very well in the video, but I had to pull off this like metal mesh material that you would find and use for repairing like drywall holes, or it's like a tape, but it's mesh, it's metal mesh. I'm not exactly sure what it's used for, but you would find the same material when you were patching a hole in drywall or something. It ran along the seams of the trim on the porch side and then the flat archway side. And I don't know why they used it there. So when I was doing my floor, I just started pulling things away and trying to see what the deal was. So really the only things I used for this project was my sander, drywall compound, and then a few really simple tools like a putty knife for the drywall compound, a chisel, just simple things. This archway wasn't always here in my house. So at some point they hacked open this archway to then kind of open up the kitchen, which is really nice because there's lots of really good windows in the porch here. But what happened is that it's like they hacked away at it with like a hatchet or something. Like they were going all like fucking The Shining, Jack Nicholson on it, which is not helpful then when you want to like smooth out all these edges and make it look really intentional and clean. So I used a chisel to kind of try and shave down some high points because it was just wood, obviously. So then I sanded a lot, and then kept doing layers of drywall compound to fill in gaps. But that's the main thing I used. I had a tub of it for this other project I did. So it's still not perfect. I definitely got tired of sanding and just the mess of it because it's in my kitchen and everything. It's kind of annoying. And I think maybe it needs a little bit of something else, although it is a lot better. The green, we'll get into this green color in a second, but the green definitely hides more of the imperfections than white does. So white can sometimes highlight problems that maybe you would see in your home. Darker colors do tend to mask things a little bit better, but white things, they make things feel a little bit cheerier, brighter, lighter, versus dark colors kind of have a tendency to make things feel a little smaller. But when you pair those two things, so the white trim and then the darker green, I think it has a good contrast. So speaking of this green color, so this is a custom color that I just mixed with a bunch of miscellaneous paint that I had. I like green in general. I didn't want to go with anything like gray or blue because there's several blue things in my house, like my living room. My porch is like a gray. I wanted to go with softer, earthier tones, especially contrasting the yellow. So if you don't know how to match a color in your house, like you have a specific color that you really like, or even there's a color that you want to incorporate into your house, I would say like go on the internet and search like yellow color combinations or like yellow room color palette. That's some searches that I did, and it came up with some really cool like blues and yellows, blue and greens that I really liked. So I talked about this last week with that video, is that if there's something that you really like in your home, or a color you like, or something you want to incorporate into your home, you should just do it, okay? Don't wait around for someone to give you permission, okay? If it's even like a quirky aesthetic thing that like you've seen, you like cottage core or deer heads or like a funky bohemian vibe, or you want a pink bathroom, or you like porcelain teacup, you're really into plants, whatever, okay? You should just put that shit in your house. I'm not just suddenly a giant, I'm standing on a chair so you can see more of this shit. So, to sum up, drywall compound, putty knife, sander. I mean, I wore a mask and goggles and stuff because that drywall compound is like no joke. So obviously this isn't some like big renovation. It's not the most exciting DIY project. And with those simple tools, like it does look way better. I like smoothed out so many weird jagged edges because it seemed like they had coated the boards with like some kind of wood filler or something. Like it didn't, when I was sanding it initially, it didn't act like paint. It was really, really strange. I don't entirely understand what the heck was going on and why they made the choices that they did with it. And it was a little bit time consuming, of course, because you do have to wait. The drywall compound dries pretty friggin' slowly. So it's a little bit annoying. And I eventually got to the point where I was just so friggin' tired of sanding and puttying and sanding and puttying that I just painted it. And I was like, I can always come back. I have extra paint and I can fill any other holes that I'm seeing. But at some point it gets almost difficult to see where you need to keep adding, filling, etc. It's like you become like, oh, like you become like in some kind of fugue state or whatever. But my main point is just, you should make your house whatever the fuck you want, okay? And if you're not sure, just do some fun searches. Pinterest is a great place for that. I have a pretty good eye for this sort of thing because I have aesthetics that I really like. But even I, like, you know, have maybe done things or put things up in a way that I'm like, that could be better. Or that doesn't match exactly, or that color could be better. Or maybe, yeah, there's too many colors going on in my house, some shit like that. I don't know. But like, guess what? If someone doesn't buy your house because they don't like the color of yellow that you paint the kitchen, fuck them, okay? They don't deserve to buy your house, okay? If you're thrown off by the colors of a house, you're an idiot, okay? I can't help you. You know, if you don't like the way that somebody set up a living room, or the way they put the pictures on the wall, or the wallpaper they chose, or the taps in the fucking bathroom, you're an idiot, okay? Like, if that's the stuff that you're getting hung up on, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You just are. And that's where, like, people should just choose the things they like and just go for it. Wallpaper that bathroom. Choose that funky tile, okay? Choose 17 different wallpapers for your house. It doesn't matter. Paint all your trim yellow or purple or blue or green, okay? You don't have to pick white, okay? There's some really cool trim choices that make things, like, fucking awesome. Which I wish I had either thought of myself or seen earlier in painting all the trim in our house, because I probably would have picked some, like, cooler trim colors, because I just went with white because there's a lot of trim in my house and it all needed to be like updated and painted and cleaned and filled with filler and stuff. So there's so much. So I just went with like white, keeping it simple and clean. You don't have to pick white. You can go with like a funky color, which has become something I'm aware of that I wasn't, that I love. If we would move any house, I would definitely consider painting trim a funky color, like green. You know, something different than white. White is the typical, I think, standard for like crown molding, trim, etc. If it's not like natural wood, stained, white is kind of the go-to. Anyway, I'll digress about all of that. And I just want to encourage people to pick funky design choices, okay? Does this green and this yellow go perfectly together? I don't fucking know, okay? I don't know, but I like it. And if I want to change this green, I can. I can just lighten it up, put some white in that green I made. Pick things that you like. If you like witchy vibes, that's kind of what I'm going for in this nook with my archway, everything. It's kind of the vibe I'm going for, some like garden witch vibes. Anyway, I'll digress about literally all of this. Be encouraged to make choices for your home. That's it. Final note. Boom. If you like this, if you like my witchy vibe here, please like and subscribe. I have new videos every week. So I'll see you then, and thanks for watching.